The system as at 4 p.m. yesterday afternoon, it was defined as a potential tropical system. It was donated as such because it would allow us to issue warnings for the Cayman Islands, because the other option would have been to have identified it as a strong tropical wave, which you can't put a warning out for. Overnight, the system became a full-fledged tropical depression, and then at 7 a.m. this morning, we now have Tropical Storm Delta. Okay. There's also something else that's happened that's fairly significant, as it were, and that is the track at 4 p.m. yesterday, and even going into the night last night, all moved the system passing east of Grand Cayman and east and northeast of Grand Cayman. So the tropical storm force winds at that point was then extending to the sister islands. However, rather than this tropical depression / tropical storm moving northwest, it moved more towards the west. Okay, and the corresponding forecast track has now shifted from east and north of Grand Cayman to west and southwest of Grand Cayman. This is better news, obviously, for the sister islands in particular, but it does bring it almost over the Georgetown area, as it were. There isn't any change in the intensity at this particular point, and the system is forecast to gradually strengthen as it moves across the area. It is not forecast to reach hurricane strength, however, until it's way up in the Gulf of Mexico. The next bit of information, which we're trying to digest a little bit on, is up until the 4 a.m. position this morning, the track was generally east to west. The 7 a.m. position kind of gave us a bit of a surprise, in the sense that the center was relocated to the southwest of that track. But it would not surprise me if the forecast track continues to drift west and possibly away from the Cayman Islands. Are we going to get weather out of it? Yes, we still got a lot of weather to come from it. The Hurricane Center is now saying 2 to 4 inches on rainfall, becoming cloudy to overcast from this afternoon, 3-4 o'clock, with the worst weather coming in after 6 or 7 tonight. Cayman Brac is also expected to receive some of the weather, and their weather conditions should start from about 12:01, as the storm will be closer to them. Okay. Tomorrow is expected to be a cloudy, rainy type day. The worst weather is on the backside of this storm, and so tomorrow will have a tendency to have a lot more heavy thunder showers and flooding than today per se. One of the things that I think is driving this system right now is that when you have a tropical depression and a tropical storm, it does not extend too far into the atmosphere. In other words, if I go up 10,000 feet or 18,000 feet, I may not see the system. Okay? Generally speaking, the steering currents and the steering motion that is going to determine which direction this system goes will be limited to that 12 or 18,000 feet. But once it becomes like a major tropical storm or a hurricane, then it has a tendency to be impacted by a deeper layer of the atmosphere. And that's probably why you will start to see weaker system have a tendency to move more east-west. A stronger system has a tendency to move more northwest. So the longer this thing takes to strengthen, the better the chances for the Cayman Islands, in the sense that as long as it remains weak, it will continue to move west. And if it continues to move west, then it will pass us to the south. So it is something that we are going to look at, we're going to monitor. For right now, the storm is forecast to move across near the Georgetown area and impact us with some tropical storm force winds.